Okay, I'm just going to try and play a game. It's International Chess Day today. Not a great start for me because the first game I recorded, the recording didn't work. Okay, Caro-Kann. Oh, Caro-Kann. So I'm just going to do my usual business and I'll bring the knight out. And I'll play the von Hennig gambit. Okay. Made him think my opponent is from Egypt, so that's definitely international. Okay. The correct move is to play the pawn here to b5, so the bishop has to go back here, give up that diagonal, but okay. That's not the best move because I can attack that bishop now. And then I can attack the knight. Yeah. And now if I take the knight, take the pawn with the pawn, then you can play knight and it's check. And then I can't take back, but I can take with the knight. That works just fine. I think maybe the volume on the game is a bit low, but we'll just have to live with that. So my pawns are a bit raggedy, and but I do have a developmental lead, and my pieces, such as they are better coordinated than my opponent's pieces. Okay. I think I can just develop the knights. Okay, I'll support that pawn with the pawn, and of course that comes with a threat to play pawn to h5, threaten the bishop. I think it might be in this circumstance better to play knight to g3 first and then pawn. So that the bishop will then only have f5 to go to, and I could take it with my bishop and then play pawn to f4 to I think probably on the whole it's best to just play the bishop here. And then c3 would be a wise precaution to create a pawn chain there as well, and to hold up his ideas of doing whatever it is he wants to do. Now if I play c3, he comes to f5, f4 with the knight, and that's not great for me, so I'm just gonna play the queen to give myself more support for f4. Gotta be careful, I've just put my king and queen on the same diagonal. Still has a dark square bishop that might be able to affect that constellation, but I've got c3 and the knight and the pawn cover c3, and if he takes the knight, oh, that can't be good. Okay. I'm going to look at chasing that knight away. With c4. And it might look a bit crazy, but I think I can play. Yeah, I'm just going to take that. And now I have to defend this knight. Or, yeah, I can actually play knight here. Threaten the queen. And if he takes, I take. If he plays queen here, I play queen here, and if he takes, I take the queen with the king. And then when the knight moves, I have to play c3. Luckily, he can't play to f4 because the bishop will still be covering that square. Okay. And now this gives me access to d6 for my knight. Fantastic place to put my knight. He's going to have a lovely time there. And check, of course. Okay. Yep. No, I'm not going to castle. Sure, I'm going to expand on the queen side, play the bishop and castle long. Yep. Okay, quite happy here now. I think I've got a fairly decent position. Yeah, he gets the check. Big deal. Okay, he gets pawn with the check. And maybe my advanced pawns become weak, who knows? But I still have a reasonable amount of faith in my king-side, queen-side attack. Yeah, okay. I gotta play. Oh, okay, that's 2 pawns. Not so good. But still. Yeah, well, I've got at least a draw here. With a heavy shack on the 7th. Yeah, he can come here and then he's threatening mates, which is unstoppable. But luckily, I have a heavy shack, huh? Okay, I have to do it like this. Oof. One on sign. Oof. Okay, just take a quick game review. I suppose I got away with that one, really. 62.3. Oof. 4 blunders. 1200. Oh, I should give up this game. Oof. What an idiot. So, this is all book stuff. The machine does not like the Von Henning Gambit. It's a mistake, but it's what I like to play. And yeah, pawn down minus 0.41. That means that in effect I'm plus 0.59 in my position. Because I'm a pawn down, it should be minus 1, but it's minus 0.41, so I have plus 5.9 positional advantage. That's my crazy way of looking at it. And as I say, the correct move was to play b5. Yeah. And now attack his centre. That says it's good, but yeah, yeah. And that's the bet. I thought that wasn't the correct way to do it. Oh well, I was mistaken. Yeah. And now we're back to level material, aren't we? Yeah. And I'm minus 0.48, so that's a real 0.48 positional advantage to my opponent, sadly. But I get on with development. And yeah, it would have been better to move the other knight. I agree. I see the point of that now. Yeah, b3, probably a safer square altogether, but yeah. And now I'm suddenly plus almost a pawn on lower level. That's because I'm going to end up with either good pawns or good pieces in the centre. That was a terrible move, but they missed it. Yeah. And now, of course, they shouldn't be doing the swapping off. They should be keeping up the pressure on me. So they're a whole pawn up, but I come early to the semi-open file and attack their one weakness and double up. There's two good choices. I could have played, oh, that's it, h3 to double up. Yeah, okay, to defend this line. Yeah, I understand that, but you know. I know I'm actually threatening to just take the pawn on e6. And he doesn't stop me. I could have just taken the pawn on e6. I realised straight after I could have just taken the pawn on e6. But I get the pawn on e6 anyway. And now I get doubled up on the 7th. And yeah, now I get a guaranteed draw. I think they would have been better, as the machine points out, to play the other rook. It was more threatening. I couldn't get out of it in the same way by playing the pawn. Oh, of course, because he can say check with this rook. And then when the king moves, he can take this pawn. That was dumb. But he didn't see it. I live to tell the tale. Oh, of course, he can play. Yeah, he can end up with 2 extra pawns. Yeah, luckily he didn't see that. But here I go. It becomes a completely level end game. Because I get to take the pawn on. He has to play the rook back. No, I take it. And then I take this pawn. And then with 1 pawn each in the end game. But I won by time. The clock is another weapon. Yeah, okay, so that was International Chess Day. Please support my chess channel by liking the video, subscribing, and leaving a comment. Thanks. Bye.